Yo, it's me, Demonata What If, or Demonata_4. I'm gonna do an art stream today, as I did yesterday. I know I booked this one for in, 20 minutes on YouTube, but I don't know, I just want to start. Currently the page is essentially just where we left off yesterday. I wanted to start working on the weapon after I'm at the correct point in the story. That's the only problem with going through of it today. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over what I've got right now, put it on the Ichigo template thing I've created yesterday, see how that looks, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll go off and draw something else, maybe I'll stick to dailies. Right now I do want to do, just really quickly, just want to do my NTE dailies. It's going to take like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So just quickly get through that. Just what game messages is. I'm gonna fucking get all. I'm not airing out my fucking problems online, that's stupid. But oh my god, I want to kill someone right now. I'm basically going to be home alone today, so I was planning to stream for longer, but I'm going to have to take out the dog soon, which is super annoying, because I was just told about that, rather than, you know, hours ago. Hold on. Don't you fucking love it when you just start streaming and your mum... Oh, fuck. Hi. I just saw it and I'm a bit annoyed. I'm quite annoyed actually. Because you didn't tell me that earlier, and I've legit just set up things so I can start streaming and doing stuff with my day, and you send me that just as I'm about to go off and do something else. Not as I'm about, while I'm doing it. So unfortunately Fia's going to have to take her time, because, yeah. Anyway, just tell me about these things earlier. Tell me about them in the morning. Text them early to me. I don't know how you can do it to improve it, but... Did this just come up just now, or...? Sure, okay. Well, anyway. Some of the things just are sudden and that will take more time for me to deal with. So if she's not taken out by the time you're back, then that's unfortunate. But... Okay, cool. Anyway, I need to go now. Bye. I need to go, as I just said. I love it when my mum decides at the perfect moment for her to send me information about stuff is midway through the day when stuff has already been sorted out. Basically, like, I've set myself up, you know, I've been streaming, I have things I've planned out through the day and what I want to hit, but no, of course, my mum has to decide midway through the fucking day that she's going to have some shit-ass meeting that's going to cause her to be gone for longer, and on top of that, she doesn't even contact me to say, hey, I'm not going to be here for most of the day in the first place, which is why I find it super fucking stupid, because it's not like she would have been here soon anyway if she's out somewhere else, but she doesn't tell me. She doesn't give me any information. Oh, what a cunt. She's starting to piss me off. I don't want to sit down to do things, and then as soon as I do that, it's like something else is shoved in my face. Yo, I'm back, and now I'm pissed off. Anyway, let's just get into this. do. I think my plan for yesterday was start to buff up my characters.
You need me to step in. Don't forget to bill them for an appearance fee. Pleasure work.
The paperwork you need.
Wanna join the amazing Colucci's?
Let's start with
Always ready to have ya.
Back home. The Book of Post-Adolescence. I don't know what the Book of Post-Adolescence is. Hold on. I guess map. Nightmare Bound. Oh, okay. Here's the Book of Post-Adolescence. Let's track it down. It's in this area? Sure, let's go beat it up. I love it when you have an entire day to tell someone your plans, but you just don't, even though you know they have something that they regularly do. Frustrated, it's just, I don't know, a lack of control over my own life, over my circumstances, not being considered important enough in other people's lives to actually tell me the information that I need. It's so many different just frustrations that I feel like just have been piling up on me for the past however long. If my reactions seem so over the top, that's because this isn't like the first time this has happened. It isn't like an infrequent thing, which would mean that logically I should be prepared for it, but it doesn't work like that.
Time flows on.
I love the time effect in the story. I think I'm a big fan of that.
Here comes the money.
Now I'm just pissed off. Do you ever have people in your life who just have this like superpower to absolutely fuck you off? First thing in the morning, whatever time of the day it is, just they can just come into your day and just ruin the entire thing. Or maybe not ruin the entire thing, but just like make something that should have been enjoyable an inconvenience now. You can't feel pleasant around them for too long, because otherwise you know they're gonna get rid of it no matter what in any memorable way that they can. And there's a fucking book.
Alright, let's go.
And of course I can't climb the wall for some reason. That's just... I'm probably going to be much more cynical than usual. I'm basically going to treat the game that's meant to probably be less story-based.
Alright, let's go.
As if I were treating it like a story meant to you, rather than something separate. What is this shit? Let's just go this way. I assumed that the book would be in here. No. I'm just gonna fly to the top probably. I'll do each floor until it gives me a notification. Notification is the wrong word, but informs me on the map that something's changed. I kind of want to look up what it is that the undergarments she's wearing are. That sounds really weird, but that underpart that she's wearing, I am curious what the fuck that is. It's a bit... not... it is weird. It's just an odd thing to look at. Oh, it literally just is a bookcase. Bookcase? Okay. Bookcase. There was a kid out back in primary school that my entire class made fun of him. He was like up north or whatever, and he would talk in ways like the bookcase, like that, and everyone made fun of him for it. Just put boots in the boot box. Bookcase. Yeah, the one problem with Discovery that I've noticed so far is that she's quite difficult to, she's like slow at awkward moments. I mean, it's fine, but...
The moon has set! Shift change! Don't make me clean up your dirty balls of you! No big deal. Continue.
This guy's attacks are so random. Like, sometimes they're constant and you're not gonna have to worry about them missing. Like, what you mean, constant speed-wise. And then sometimes they're like super fucking finicky and you can't tell when they're gonna happen. And I love the fact that the brake bar doesn't move during this.
Arriving at this very moment. Time for the professionals to take over. Thank you for your patronage.
Specifically in this format.
Did you need
Are you
something?
fucking serious? That's so dark. That is actually dark if this happens. That's another thing. The characters in this move a lot when they use it in attack. And because of how erratic it is, you can't really plan around it, unfortunately.
What a drag. Haven't done this to you, have I? I saw through those tricks ages ago.
Thunderbolt, it's our turn! Oh, it's finally over!
Easy dub. Actually fucking easy. Hell yeah. Contain the book. To contain the book. Motherfucker. There we go.
The Kaluki family is always looking for
Alright,
new members
you
like
fancy.
you.
I messed with the name. But in the end, we're here exclusively to get the... That's kind of cool. I can't lie, that was actually pretty cool, the ending. Alright, let's keep it right for a couple times then so we can get some reach functionality. Why am I doing this?
Still not quite enough pep this half of the world.
Why am I doing it like that? Why can't I? Figure out that.
The moon has set.
The city's mine!
Shift change. Don't make me clean up for too long. I need you to try harder this time. Here
What did I
am.
touch? What did I touch? What did I do? What did I do?
Let me take a quick. Need some help? I'll do it pro bono this time.
Everyone, follow my command!
How rude! And thus, time flows on.
Cool. Down. What's down, dog?
Problem solved. Don't tell the tour.
That's fine. Do not worry, baby girl. We will not tell her. Next is on the front. So I just want to see if I can upgrade now. As much fun as it is to do this stuff, I do want to get a move on since I know that. Well, I have a goal. And where there's a will, there's a way. I should probably try and do all of those at some point. But I don't think that at some point is going to be today. The biggest problem for me is that I know when I go out with the dog, I'm going to have to be out with her for like an hour. And I'm not willing to just leave the stream open for an hour. So... it's just once I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm not sure if I'll be gone for the rest of the day. Maybe I'll do a later stream. But I don't know, I kind of want to spend some time working on that weapon. And I feel like the weapon will require me to do some story bits. And I don't want to completely spoil it, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just me. I like doing these like notes and records and just checking out. Holy yap. I feel like rather than taking time to write this shit, maybe take time to get more writers on the main stories. That might be better. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe personally I would have just done that, but alright. So, okay, going back. What I want to do is go on character and just say, can I upgrade Natalie now? No, I can't. I can.
As long as I'm watching your back,
I'm
you
too
don't have
off.
to worry about a
And
thing.
then there's this shit as well. What anomalies drop you? Is it all dropped by fluffies? Lad. No fucking wonder I don't have any of their stuff. I don't fight fluffies that regularly. Oh, get off it. I don't know what this is, but... I also don't know what... Bop. Huh. Okay, interesting. That's the reason why I have two of those, is because I've fought the bop before. Alright. I know I am using this team and all that because I want to, you know, practice. But technically speaking, I should be using my team one because they're focused on dark. So let's just quickly select that. What do you mean terrain restricted, you fucking twit? Select team. Oh my god.
Don't worry.
I won't lie, I watched... I went on Woowa for the first time in a very long time recently. And it made me realise how good quality Woowa is, and how, honestly, I'm fine with having my restrictions towards this. Like, I'm fine with having reservations towards it now, because I've seen that within limit there is something that is better, like quite a bit. Oh, come on, bit, I fucking dodged. Oh, I fucked off, I dodged. I fucking dodged. Oh, you rank stain. Oh, I fucking dodged that, you cunt. That's crazy. That's actually crazy when they do that. What's the point of saying all this other shit when I could just make myself up and I'll be fine from that point on? I love how the two characters that I can't bounce off of are the ones I have to make right now. No, I'm actually gonna go fucking insane. I'm being driven insane today. Hold on. Damn it. pack. Some shitty, like, poorly wrapped packages, that's all.
No hitting from behind! You can challenge me? So you everyone? Follow my
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna get the teleporters. Oh my god.
touch this! Wait, here we go! Let's go! Storm time! Legacy Accompaniment to me!
I've said this before, but for most of the game you can just sit back and back and calculate. Stuff oftentimes dies too quickly and the gameplay isn't like... It's not that it dies too quickly, it's just that it's not complicated enough fighting it. Because you have a big red cross that appears whenever the attack. I don't know how they could fix it, to be honest. It feels like there's definitely something they should do, but I don't know how. And I'm not going to pretend I do know how. Cool, we've reached that. We're close, we're making progress. Exploration guide, claim. Collect items. Level 25, we're a little bit off. Soon though, soon. And then we will... We're gonna choose. And if I go to management, because I forgot to level it up, I can now level that up. Bam. That's being used. Do I need any restocks for 24 hours? You know what, fuck it, we're doing 72 hours. There we go. Now that's done. Wonderful. I went up to Hunter level 31 as well. So that's fun. Something on Zero's companion was completed. Nice. I don't ever do the wishes. I don't know what the benefit of the wishes is. I've genuinely forgotten because I don't touch it ever. So let's go do that. Then I'll probably upgrade Nanolly and we'll be done with this for today. It's been 23 minutes. 23 minutes of just me being annoyed and frustrated. But yeah, touching on Wuwa made me realise how much better these gacha games should be. I mean, this is from the same studio that made Tower of Fantasy. You'd think they would have been a lot better quality. Like, you would think it would be like double or triple the quality, considering that. It's not like they had like a little bit of money to work with. These some rich motherfuckers. They could have done quality like that, and they could have paid more. For this, for that, this, for that. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Also, you should be able to teleport to shit like this. Like, all the things here are things that should be teleportable. You should be able to teleport to the fucking shrine, right? To the pools, to the witch's place. Like, it shouldn't be this much of a hassle to go to different things. Make a sincere wish. What do we want? Circle bounty. Anything else? Hunter reward. Because we're at that. Oh yeah, the arc level limit went up as well. Alright, so it's basically just going to be me leveling up a couple things.
Want to join the amazing colleges?
Ascend. I don't give a shit. Just upgrade the blood to the bit. Yeah, ascend. Confirm. Quick add. Confirm. Type, which means we get another one of these. And now, because I just realised that we can do this, I'm also going to develop the Song of... Yeah, they're going to require more, aren't they? I just guess we're gonna keep just doing this. Alright. My first level 50. I guess I'll also... Now because we've got this, I can use the black tome instead. So let's develop that real quick. What's this? I can still make it, so positives. I like the fact that you can craft items in this. That's one thing I am glad for, because that means I don't have to constantly look for that stuff. No, you're going to stay as is, but I will develop Blow Up the Crowd anyway. And then finally, Camellia Society, send, quick add. But yeah, sometime in the soon, in the nearby present, past, future, whatever.
I'm ready.
I will be doing Woowa on stream. The only problem is right now I'm a bit overwhelmed by all the information it kind of throws at you. So yeah. I thought I could go now, but at the same time I kind of want everything to be maxed out now. I don't know, I get it. You already know I get it, because like this is clearly just meant to be a repeat of the head of the rider fight from Woowa. It's clearly just meant to be a complete rip-off of that. I can tell. Most of this system is very clearly inspired by Woowa. It's like a very specifically modern day version. Also, the Woowa rep, mind you, it's been like a year and a half since I last fully played Woowa. But my god, the last time I played Woowa, the map was up past the fucking size.
Keep quiet.
It's absolutely crazy to me. I didn't even...
That was close. Spoken states must not be.
Thunderbolt, counter!
Me? All right.
Go, we go in. And that's the last thing I can do for now. Exit. Event? Wait, how do I get an event thing? Big Al Express. Why? Oh, it's for upgrading arcs. Okay, got you. I am fine with that. Circle Bounty. Had an upgrade. Seasonal Quest. Nice. I want to finish all these seasonal quest thing. I need to do the Beyond the Rails at some point as well. I don't know, maybe I should do more of this off stream instead. Forex level 40, they're at level 50, aren't they? Or did I miscalculate?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's my duty.
Okay. Insufficient currency? Oh my goodness, I've used so much Beetlejuice. Whatever that's called. I didn't even realise you could have low amounts of that money, because I've just been using it so willy-nilly. Hunter exchange? Oh yeah, this thing. I don't know what Spiderwood's for. Oh, I'll just buy it, whatever. How frequently does this one update? I think this is once a month that this one updates. I could be wrong. I don't know. some stuff in this is expensive, but whatever, it's worth it, so I'm fine with it. Okay, how about... just about 10 of those, just to see if I can now
Go
upgrade
ahead,
them.
I'm listening.
I'm ready.
Confirm. Send. Win, win, win. I can't level her up to max, but at least she's set up now, and I can grab the reward. There we go. Alright. Well, in that case, I'm basically done. Let's just see... Can I pull at all? I think I can. Can I do a temple? That's the question. I can, in fact, do a temple. 2! Alright. 4. That works. 1. Alright. 2. We got it! we got the library! Fuck yes! Oh, you don't know, I'm glad. I am actually so glad that happened. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, another tutorial would have been nice, but... oh, that is satisfying. That's satisfactory for me indeed. I don't think the rest of this is necessary, but we'll stick around just in case. I want one day to have one of those moments where someone gets like multiple S-rank stuff in one go. I don't think I've had that before. Maybe once or twice. Crazy. Alright. I said I was about to end this. However, now that I've got that, I don't think I can.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Unfortunately. So let's just
Is
quickly...
there anywhere you want to go?
Shut up. Let's just quickly... sorry. Let's just quickly go activate her. She's almost maxed out. Great. Then... we now need to go... oh goodness. Where is it? I think this? Luxury? I think this is the luxury dealership. Alright. Sorry, we need to do it. I managed to get it. I'm so happy. I'm genuinely so pleased that I managed to get that vehicle. Skin. I love motorbikes, so... that sounds really weird, but I enjoy motorbikes in games, and in general I think they're really cool, so... I probably wouldn't ever buy one in real life though, because my family keeps trying to instill the fear of God in me about motorbikes. Honestly, my family's done so many things to just scare me through my life, I'm not fucking surprised that I feel constantly terrified of everything. Like, what did they expect was going to happen? I was just going to be normal. Oh, I can't buy it now because I spent all my shit, didn't I? Let's see, just in case, because I do think it's 1 million, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think I can buy that one just yet. I need 2,450,000 for this. I'm gonna think of some tips and tricks for getting more cash. There's got to be like some tips for it. So yeah, I'll try and use those. I'll try and like look up some tips and tricks next time I come on, just so that I can get more money more quickly. Because now I actually have a goal, which is great. Oh yeah.
It's my duty.
Okay, one final thing. Not that. Extra ability. I have all these things I need to upgrade, but I don't have the energy. Alright. Well, that should be it for me gaming till this stream. So, let me just close all that up. Alright. Just got it neatened up so I can focus on the right thing. So let's just do that real quick. Layer above. Oh god damn it, not again. Hold on. Oh, I always forget to do this. Let's just pentablet. There you go. And of course it is. Ah! Skurwa no cholera, szkójwa. God, today's just a frustrating day. One thing after the other sitting on top of itself. Just frustrates me. It turns out Rumble's also turned off because everything needs to go poorly. Of course it does. That's fucking great. Yeah, apparently it ended and it lasted about 6 minutes. Wonderful. I don't know why everything has to struggle today when I'm already frustrated and annoyed. I'm going to start right now, back up on Rumble, then I'm going to go back into it. Alright. Start. Work. Work. There we go. Okay, cool. Whatever. So I'm pissed off now. I'm just annoyed. Yeah, if that one it's more, because it's a robe, it's like going around like this. No. It's like that kind of. That's basically how the OG one was because, well, it didn't have a colour. So I guess I'll just actually, why don't I just hold on? I'm gonna bring up this, and based on that, I mean, should I just go like this? No. I should go like this. Something like that should work. And then I need to spend a second just basically messing with it a little bit so it actually has a shape. There's got to be a better way to do colours. Hold on. So I just looked up quickly how people do it, but it's generally that you have like lines from there. So what I should do instead isn't this crap. Something like that, I think, is what I want. What I need is to quickly take a white brush, and I just need to cover. Oh, wrong thing, I guess. Hold on, what? Well, that's the right one. Oh no, it just keeps not changing my pen. Okay, got you. So I just need to quickly cover this. I'm also going to cover this. Cover this stuff just in case there's anything that is very clearly from below, because I need to separate them. That's what I need. Alright, and then we have Oh yeah, the book I'm reading after the Epic of Gilgamesh, by the way, is it's what's it called? The Infernals of Isis Complete Trilogy in like a manga form. It's alright. Lots of just Lots of stuff in it is just frustrating. I don't know if that's how it's meant to be. It's just lots of frustrating characters. No one wants to talk to each other properly, and it's just fucking annoying. Too real, too realistic. For now, I'm just going to leave that as is in terms of how it's all laid out. I want to make it crinklier, but I just simply don't think that right now is the time to fully emphasize that. Right now is the time to rub out all the bits that don't fit the crinkly message. And white out a couple bits and bobs just to make everything easy for myself. And I need a back one. I think for the back one I'm not going to make it, and instead that's going to be where... Oh goodness, how did I make it? I think it's like... something like that essentially is how it's going to be. Hold on, let me sort this one out. First off, we need to completely remove everything I just did and put it on a separate layer so that we have like a template to work with. How do I do this before? I've actually already fucking forgotten how I was going to do that. So something nice and simple like that. And then we just... little streaks like that. Rub out these knots. That shouldn't be too bad. I'm quite pleased with how that came out. Okay, that's good. That's good. That should work. Low-key, I'm not touching this arm over here. This one. I'm not going to be touching it for a while, just because it kind of scares me. So I'm going to continue trying to do that mid-section. I know that the bottom half looks a little bit iffy, but I think that's how it's meant to be. I think it should look like that. I'm hating the fact that my pen switching button isn't working anymore, or is struggling. I wonder why. I think it's just because it's old, to be honest. I've had this for quite a while. I got this XP pen before I got my computer. And my computer's like 5 years old. So, it's a little bit old. But that looks good. Okay. I don't really know how to make it feel like it's a solid object, to be honest. So, I think what I'm just going to do is go over and pen. Just to bring out that back part. Back part. I mean black part, but I have a question for anyone watching this in the future, or even now if you're just in the background, because I'm not currently looking at any viewership. But what would be the worst place to go that is perceived as the best? Like from any manga, show, movie, anything. It could be Japanese, it could be English, it could be American, it could be Russian, it could be... I don't give a shit. Any of that sort of stuff. There's one that I have in mind, which is Paradise... I think it's like Paradise Lost or something along those lines. It's essentially a world where men no longer exist. There's like some secret method they use for giving birth to men. Sorry, giving birth to people. That does not involve men, or it does involve men. I don't know, I didn't paid too much attention to it thingy, but it's essentially just pornography. That's the plot. The plot is pornography essentially. However, when you look at it, it's such a fucking like psychological twist and like almost like a thriller or a horror to read it. Like, yeah, there's the benefit of being the only man in a world of women, and like it's played up in the story because it isn't, you know, it's NSFW and all that. However, God, is it horrible when you look down on it. Like, the guy, when he goes there, he has to keep like harming himself and almost killing himself every time he goes. It's his world, but in the future, and everything's destroyed, and it's like, just like thinking about the background things around it are just absolutely, I would say, messed up. They're like so upsetting to think about, is probably the best way to say it. Like, they're not, nothing is positive when you look at it and just a logical thought process. Anyway, I mean, I feel like an easy one though to go for would be something like Pokemon or whatever, because Pokemon seems like it's for kids when you're a kid, but then when you actually look down on it, it's like, ooh, there is a lot of death in there. There is a surprisingly large amount of death in this, and implications of such outcomes. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to be in Bleach. As much as I love Bleach, I think my talent with Soul, let's be honest here, it's, you know, you're never going to be the main character, just objectively. Like, I mean, to an extent it'd be cool if you were, but like, let's be completely honest here, more than likely you're not going to be the main character. You're not going to be this person with so many different things, and even if you were the main character, truly, how long do you think you could actually like hold on as any of these characters? Because bad things happen to them all the fucking time, and you're like an outsider who's probably changing stuff as well in this world where the only reason things are going positively is because it's controlled by someone else, essentially. Like, it just gets so bad so quickly. Okay, I think that works. I almost feel like there's a problem with this though. But yeah, Paradise Lost is just one of the worst ones, I think. If that is the name. I don't remember the name fully. It's just so messed up. One second you're facing your addiction head on, and the next second you're just like reading about this messed up thing that you just, yeah, just feeling cold and difficult to watch. I'm not sure how to show these sorts of trousers in this perspective, where someone's sitting, not as in like in this perspective, but like in the terms of someone sitting down. I almost feel like I have to do this one the same way I did this, because like, that's the sort of thing I almost imagined for it. Sorry, I posted something stupid on my Discord, or in a Discord channel. You know what? Hold on one second. I'm pretty sure I just got called cooked, so I wanted to just check that stuff myself. Why am I cooked? A ton Eve, you're cooked. Motherfucker, your picture is a JJK image. I don't trust you for that information. I think I showed this image before, but let's just quickly bring it up. Essentially, what I drew a couple days ago is what that guy's talking about. I'm curious about you guys' opinion. Is this cooked? Is A-Ton Eve cooked? I'm fucking invincible! If you know, you know. Anyway. I always see the meme. I always see the joke, I'm fucking invincible, then it switches over to Eve or whatever. But, like, I've not actually seen anyone draw Eve as that dude. Well, I didn't draw her as the dude, but I basically just copied the thing. I didn't even draw over it, I think. I think I did the original lines just over the thing, and then I moved the image out of the way and just kind of started tweaking everything. Anyway, let's figure this crap out. So if I quickly look up some... What? I was on my own stream just checking stuff, and for some reason it switched me over to some random guy with pickles. I'm not even watching my own stream. I just hold on. View live stream. Is it going? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Cool. I think they're called Hakama trousers. Hakama. What the fuck? Never ever misspell hacker, because I just got a bunch of breast pumps on my feed. One letter off and I get... Anyway, so the... oh goodness, I've got the name of them. As in, I forgot the name of the Bleach version, but essentially these are Hakama, which is what the trousers are. Now, oftentimes they're a lot more skirt-like, as you can see from these. But the thing is, I wanted them as trousers. Bleach, Hakama, yes, okay, so it does seem to be 2 legs for the Bleach Hakama. Alright. He looks good, but it just looks weird. Like, I don't know, maybe he needs to be taller, but this just feels weird. So this is kind of what it is. I mean... Hakama pants, separate legs, sitting down. I want to see, how does it look when they're sitting down? That's what I want to see. They have an etiquette for them? Oh lad, I'm so lost.
If you sit down normally, your pants are going to touch the ground and get dirty, so I'll show you how to sit down properly.
Yeah,
As you sit down, lean over, grab the hem from behind, and flick it over your knees. This way, the pants don't touch the ground and they stay clean. They won't crease by doing this either, thanks to the pure wool, and when you're ready to go, just stand up like you normally do and carry on with your business. These pants I just released have their own sitting etiquette. If you sit down normally, your pants are going to touch the ground.
Oh, these are called hacker pants, not Hakama pants. But I'm sure it's fine. You know what, let's just search up Ichigo in Bankai sitting down. I'm curious, is there an image of him sitting down in this? I mean, him kneeling, it just looks like... just looks normal, doesn't it? Just big, bulky trousers. 10 times Ichigo's the worst character in Bleach. I'm gonna have to look at this because you're fucking with me, clearly. Lashed out at his friends during the Hueco Mondo arc. How is he the worst person for that? First off, I don't trust it being an anime, and thus, shut the fuck up. Secondly, if you're in a dangerous situation, some people respond to stress differently. The same way I know for a fucking fact some women in my life, if we were in a negative circumstance, would start screaming at me or going crazy. It's the same thing here. Essentially, he's in a negative circumstance, he's almost pushing people away because he's so worried. That's the idea here. Didn't care about Soul Society until Rukia was in trouble. Why would he give a shit about Soul Society? Are you stupid? Why would he care? How is this making him a bad character? Why would he care? Genuinely. There is no reason for him to care. What are you on about? Preaches about choice? What? Oh, a CBR, a CBS? CBR? Fucking retard. Whoever made this is an actual moron. Hold on, I want to put you on... Daniel Phillips, you're a moron. Big surprise to me, he's been watching long before it was cool. Growing up in Nigeria, he's always considered part of the niche community for the past 5 years. I don't give a shit, you're retarded, Daniel Phillips. You are a mentally disabled person. You suck. Ichigo kept hiding things from his friends for no good reason. I'm going to bet you that there is a good reason for whatever this person's going to describe. His whole abilities, the risk of his demon and inspiring anxiety after losing his own. Okay, so he kept the hollow abilities secret because he didn't know what the actual problem with having them was initially, and then later on the line, it's a scary thing for him. It's a frightening thing to deal with. You have a devil inside of you, a demon, something you don't think you can trust. You're not going to let everyone in on it because you're worried how they're going to look at you differently. I think that's quite simple. He may be a headstrong guy, but he still cares somewhat about how his friends perceive him. If it's random people, he probably wouldn't give a shit, but his friends, his closest allies, he doesn't want them to think negatively of him. The risk of visiting a demon, again, it's just the same thing. What, you're a moron. And then the anxiety, yeah, because people don't open up about anxiety. Anxiety is called, it's anxiety for a reason. You don't open up about it, you feel embarrassed about it, and that's what caused it to spiral more. You suck. Okay. Daniel, you're a moron. What does it say? Yeah! No shit! Also, it wouldn't have helped him. You say it would have solved half the problems. It wouldn't have actually solved any of his problems if he told them, because it's all a personal growth journey. How are they going to help him with controlling his powers inside of him that they can't touch? They'd be aware of it and then they'd just be scared of him constantly. Anyway, got random power-ups without earning growth. Go fuck yourself. Actually, go fuck yourself. You did not watch or read the show. Fuck off. No. Okay, hold on. Biggest problems is how often he gets mass power. Okay, this is a non-canon movie. It's not real. It's just not real. Don't include this. Fucking retard. Panic buttons then can't activate. No, it doesn't. It's like, he is a cheat code. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. If you pay attention, Mugetsu, he achieves over 6 months being trapped, training on his own and connecting with his inner soul and properly bonding with his Zanpakuto spirit, which up until this point he's been constantly getting butting heads with, and it's meant to be a culmination of an arc. You feel it when you read the manga. I don't know about the anime. I don't give a shit about the anime because the manga is the actual canon source material. So the dad guy already feels impactful, but then there's the question of what else did he get out of it? Yeah, no, he seems stronger, but it's almost meant to also be a direct hit towards people it's meant to be a link back to Zaraki. It's meant to be a link back to his battle with different people, his battles with Aizen, all these other things. It's all meant to be a culmination and you're hitting these different points. This is in the same way against Zaraki. The reason why he won and triumphed is because he connected with his Zanpakuto spirit. They were working together. And this is the culmination of that effort. And then you move on to Aizen, and Aizen's whole thing is he's alone. He's too strong. He's constantly alone. It's just an extension of the Zaraki arc, let's be honest here. So this is just him pushing that to a step further. I mean, in the end, he is proving Aizen somewhat correct in the sense that he sacrificed something, but he sacrifices something in this moment for the purpose of beating Aizen during the battle. He already reached a high point, and then as a last measure, he does this. But he can only do it because of the experience he had in the Dangai. To everyone else, this doesn't seem like much, but we as the readers aren't the other characters in the story. We are people who saw him go to the Dangai. So no, it doesn't come out of fucking nowhere. Sorry, I feel passionate about this. I've seen lots of people hate on Bleach, and it annoys me. This isn't. Why are they including this image? This is objectively him. This is just an extension. He's connected with his he's connected with his Zanpakuto spirit, awakening it for the first time ever. Truly, yeah, it's going to bump him up because it's self-actualization. He's becoming truer to himself. Obviously, he's going to become stronger. Blood Vein is part of his. You can't be fucking with me. This whole arc is building up towards this. Actually, go fuck yourself. What a moron. He learned Bankai in 3 days. Yeah, it does kind of come out of nowhere, but it's not building him up, it's building Urahara up. It's meant to show how fucking OP Kisuke Urahara is as a scientist, how intelligent he is. It's meant to show that there's intelligent characters in this. This is why Marvel only makes characters smart by telling you they're smart. Because otherwise, you wouldn't understand! My days. Yes, that is meant to be him building other characters up. It's not meant to be him building up. It's not meant to be developing Ichigo himself, but rather the characters around him, while also giving him an inverse explanation for why he can stand toe-to-toe with these characters who have lived for thousands of years. Received a hollow... well, or hundreds of years. Received a hollow mask that suddenly worked mid-fight. It wasn't sudden. It's hinted at since the beginning that he's got some sort of connection to a hollow, and then you see White around the time of the hollow mask. No, sorry, you continuously see a build-up of hollow masks appearing on him, then you have his fight with White, and then you have the actual battle. Obviously, he says that he's going to take everything from Ichigo at some point, so what you're experiencing is the hollow side of him taking over. Are you a moron? He also rips it off during the fight, like... so he suddenly has Quincy powers just waiting for the result. It's not sudden. It's not sudden at all. Not even slightly. He's clearly meant to be connected, and like as the story goes on, you notice he's connected more and more to everyone who's around him. That's who he is. He is building up to become the Soul King. He's a Soul King, like, seed, essentially. That's what Urahara brings him up to be. That's what Squad Zero treats as bad as later down those arcs. And we see it build up. We're introduced to them through arc after arc after arc. The first bit of the story is him being a human. It is him as a human. And then you have an arc of him being a Shinigami, contending with hollow powers. Then you have hollow powers. Then you have Fullbring, and then you have Quincy. That's the arc, the dynamics. It's not sudden. It's built up. It's very clear to you. It's very clear as someone reading it. Oh, he's got Shinigami powers. Damn, that's really cool. He's got hollow powers? Holy shit. Oh my goodness, there's some sort of like crazy fusion between humans and Fullbring. Oh my goodness, he's also part Quincy. But it doesn't really come out of nowhere. Like, it's built up towards, and Misaki, I'm not sure. I would have to confirm this because I am still I'm rereading Bleach, which this guy fucking should have. But I have a feeling there's going to be a connection that we're going to see between Misaki and the others. However, Uryu's dad, knowing Ichigo's dad, is already a surefire connection, which I believe Uryu's dad does show up during the end of the first major 2 arcs. I think he's also during the Fullbring arc. He appears at some points. And he's a Quincy, and he knows Ishin. So it's not too much of a stretch that the reason why the Quincy and Shinigami are on good terms is because there was some sort of connection, which, when you lean into it more, you realise is Misaki. And obviously, since both Uryu's mum and Misaki died around the same time, you can assume it's a similar thing that's going on with... Anyway, you have to read into it a little bit, but, like... You should be making an article on it if you didn't read into it, so fuck off. What else? Treated his human life as a chore. No, he didn't. What? Things that made him relatable. School life fades into the background because school... He left school. School began to end. The story goes on for like 4 years, and he starts off when he's 16. Like, yeah, it doesn't show you his uni life, but there's going to be like a year or two gap where he doesn't have any school. Simple as. I don't... Okay, Ichigo stops interacting with normal people unless they're involved in his spiritual drama, because we as viewers are watching it for the spiritual... We are watching the spiritual drama. If you read the manga, they always have little panels at the bottom where you get to see the people around him, which is pretty neat. Not sure how they do that in the anime, but the anime has lots of filler, so what you can expect. Filler kind of fucks you over in that aspect, but in the manga, the filler is just a little sketch at the bottom of the page, or bottom at the end of the book. Even his life with his family receives less airtime, and his attention to is now solely directed towards battles and internal. Yeah, because it's a story about self, and unfortunately their lives can't be constantly intertwined as he grows older. The same way how in real life you should be growing more and more separate from your parents as time goes on, and from your family. You should be moving out eventually. That's just gonna happen. That's how life works. I don't understand this point. Possessive over Orihime without earning her love? Are you stupid? Oh, okay, no, this is... Okay, so no, he's into... This person's only watched the anime. Yeah, so this is just an anime problem. This isn't an Ichigo problem. This is Period Studio specifically decided to knock down the relationship between Orihime and Ichigo, even though in the manga it's constantly hinted at that Orihime is madly in love with this guy, and that Ichigo does care about her. It's very apparent that she likes him from the very beginning. So, anyway, let guilt rule his identity. Yeah, that's a negative trait of his. That's part of his character growth. He's a guilty guy. He's depressed. His whole life is him being guilty for his mum being dead. It's like a key core part of his character. Yeah, okay. Gave her life to save him. He can't be with her. Yeah, no shit. Foolish action. Okay. Okay. Just because you are in therapy and gay doesn't mean that he is also gay. I'm in mentoring, I'm in counselling. I get that some parts of that are basically the same as therapy. It's slightly different because therapy is more focused on emotional, whereas mentoring is focused on helping me grow as a person. You just have a space to whine in, so fuck off. Ichigo makes guilt the hub of his personality, using it to justify each crazy action. The internal balance just makes him relatable, but it's also incredibly draining. Fuck off. Here's how feels he has to suffer. The martyr complex makes him affected by emotional stunted. She had to have my girl and have peace, and Ichigo spends most of it. Okay. I can't with you, man. I really can't with you. He refused to learn from his opponent. What? What are you on about? Naruto learns from pain. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Do you mean oh, it doesn't absorb philosophies or evolve morally? Yes, he does. Are you fucking retarded? Are you disabled? Are you mentally disabled? And I'm autistic as shit. I'm incredibly autistic. I got autism, I got ADHD, I've got these on my resume. I didn't put it on my resume, that'd be stupid. But even I can realise that, yeah, he fucking took things on from that. What did Naruto learn from pain? Truly, what did he learn from him? To my knowledge, I don't remember much being learnt from pain. I remember Naruto teaching pain things. Goodness, it's been a hot minute since I watched Naruto or read it, but I don't recall there being a major lesson that Naruto learned from pain. Is it don't leave the village because otherwise some prick might come by and blow it up? Not sure about that one. Goku respects Vegeta. That's not evolved. That's not his. He didn't absorb his philosophy or evolve morally from Vegeta. Vegeta was a bad guy and he grew from being around Goku. Ichigo rarely learns anything from people he defeats. Okay, maybe as I read through this I'll agree with the sentiment, but not right now. I'm literally on the Zaraki arc, and every single battle Ichigo has had has made him evolve mentally in some capacity. The Zaraki arc being the most epitomal version of this, where he has to, reach beyond himself and abandon his fear to a greater extent than he's ever had before, and, some other shits and stuff. This is where he grows his idea of growing alongside his Zanpakuto spirit especially well. He realises he's been using his weapon as solely a weapon, and then remembers, holy shit, this has a soul in it. and focuses on that. Which seems a bit daft when I say it like that, but in the context, it does make sense. Everything's hit at him constantly, second after second after second, and he's growing every step of the way. Like, maybe when you're watching it, you don't, you treat every, I think, rather than Ichigo treating every opponent that way, I think you treat watching the show as a problem to overcome rather than something to understand, because you don't seem to understand any of the show at all. I'm hoping the anime is just so poorly written that, and they've changed so much from it, that, like, that's the issue, because otherwise I'm going to smack your ass. Even after clashing with strong ideologies, never seems to... He does, constantly. It's just not shoved in your face. You don't get a scene of him being like, oh my god, Aizen's all alone, I've got to comfort him. Maybe I should look in on myself and think about how I'm treating other people. No, he doesn't have that moment, but you do see that he's thinking about it, because he's talking to Aizen and being like, and about him, and he's like, I felt it when we were clashing brigades. Aizen is never truly, no, sorry, Aizen is all alone, and stuff like that. He says like things like that. Clearly he's thinking about it, lads. When his enemies speak powerful truths, I have a feeling that whatever this is going to be some dumb shit. I don't think it's going to be a powerful truth at all. Or it's going to be something that Ichigo isn't aware of enough, or wasn't in the fucking room for. Doesn't change his worldview, he just pushes through with his strength. No. No. I used to feel shallow compared to his rivals like Uryu, who actually grapple with... Uryu doesn't really grapple with his beliefs like crazy, let's be honest here. His main belief at the start of the story is fuck Shinigami and this and that. That's it, that's the belief he grapples throughout the entire story. It's, you know, coming to terms with being, allowing other people to support him, and it's accepting that not all Shinigami are bad, essentially. Okay, let's just move on. I'm gonna get frustrated. I'm getting frustrated with this shit. But ready brush from them. Didn't know who he was, and neither did the story. I'm going to assume that this shit is only because of the anime, because this isn't... The story knew who he was. The story knew who he was. I always have to assume that the anime butchered everything so poorly that all of this is happening, because otherwise I don't see how someone can have this opinion. Ichigo's all his things and also none of them. He is all of them and all of them. He's not none of them. He's connected to all of them and he experiences all of them constantly. What the fuck are you on about? What do you mean he's none of them? He's a Fullbringer since the beginning of the story. He's treated as a Fullbringer since the beginning of the story. He's always a human. He's around humans constantly. He is a human person. He is a human with values, like he is human-centric. He's a Quincy because his family is a Quincy. He is connected to Quincy's on that level, and he's confronted by Quincy's constantly since the beginning of the story due to Uryu and his dad, and the entire 1000-Year Blood War arc is all about Quincy's. Like, he's not crazily into it because the Quincy arc is specifically... The Quincy stuff is specifically for Uryu until the final arc. That is the actual goal of it, unfortunately, for this person. Hollow. It is main problem during the story. Like, what are you on about? And Soul Reaper. That's like when all the supernatural starts to hit the fan. It's essentially he's a human Fullbringer who happens to be a Soul Reaper, and then he leans more into the Soul Reaper when he has the Shinigami arc and that entire thing. And Hueco Mondo is Shinigami and Hollow. That's what that is. And constantly throughout that is scattered with Quincy due to his interactions with Uryu and his, you know, family in Misaki. And then the Fullbring arc is specifically him being a Fullbring and a Shinigami and a Hollow. And then the 1000-Year Blood War arc is all of those things at once. He's incredibly well defined. You just can't read. He does develop a consistent identity. It's just that it's ever changing as time. During the story, it appears ever changing because he's learning more and more about himself, while also developing on a personal level. What is Ichigo this week? I mean, did you watch it on a weekly basis? For some reason, I fucking doubt that. That's more of his narrative store tactic. Probably because you're watching the anime and it's very stolly. I've heard lots about Bleach being very, very full of filler, so I don't care. Like a self-understanding, like a theme, however it never lands, instead of resolving his... How do I downvote? How do I downvote a CBR post? Expertise, anime, narrative, and... Lad, your favourite anime and narrative Jujutsu Kaisen. That makes so much sense, man. That makes so much sense. Breaching the gospel of Attack on Titan and Dragon Ball Z as the greatest anime of all time is the Untouchables, and his favourite is 30 Rock. He's so basic, it's actually difficult to read that. I'm curious what this guy thinks about this. Dance Devil's demonic romance is more dangerous than dreaming. I have no idea what that's about. Wallflower's makeover, don't know it. Don't know it. I feel like I recognise this one, but whatever. Most of the... Okay, a lot of this is reverse harem, not harem. Diabolic lovers. Former fans. Vampires. Okay. Most of this stuff is stuff that women watch. This isn't like... I don't think this guy should have an opinion on this because this is mostly demographically targeted towards women rather than towards men. No shit, you're not going to enjoy it. You know, out of these, let's see which ones are towards men. Not this. Not this. Maybe... No, this one isn't. No, neither. Maybe... No, it's not. Never mind. This one probably is towards men. Male teens. I don't care. No, no. Probably is. No. And maybe. Yeah, most of the stuff I read anyway is on manga, and it's for male audiences, unlike this guy. This guy is like actively targeting the wrong things, and I don't think he knows what he's doing. I don't know how he has a job at CBA, if that's a job. Anyway, let me get back to what I was doing, because I just got so curious about what that was. So essentially, I just need to keep in mind... No. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. This is, as a monitor, I don't really care. It always puts things in a weird position. I don't know why it does that. It's quite annoying. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger for now, just so I've got like an idea of what I'm working with. So you can see on this lady's things. Oh, she's got like trousers underneath and then like an outer layer. Huh. I've never seen that before. Because the ones I was looking at were a lot more like this, which are for Aikido. Aikido Hakama. Lads, I think I fucked up. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to remove those all because I just realised I drew what I did on the wrong thing. I meant to draw on, I think, this, yeah. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, folks, is essentially the way the Hakama is you've got like, it's like this, like that. That's what we need to focus on. So it's almost like we've got our knee here. Something like that. No, it doesn't seem loose enough. That's the problem. Do I make the heel bit shorter? Is that what I need? Hold on. Trying to see different ways people sit in Hakama. I could also do the Hakama where they tie it to your legs, but I don't think that would be quite as accurate as I'd like. I want them to sit casually like a performative male. That's what I want. Oh, I think this image might work. Sorry, I'm using this image from TikTok of some random dude. So, essentially what this guy does... I don't like it. Let's restart. If in doubt, rub it out. If in doubt, rub one out. something like that could be the idea I go for. Something like that might work. And then for this leg, I mean, something like that. I think that's what I need to go for. I genuinely think I've got it. Is that it? Hold on, I'm gonna do it. I think that worked. I think that actually works. Alright, let's just go for it. So I think this leg is pretty much perfect. My only problem is I'm not sure about this one. Maybe we make it bigger. That might be what I'm feeling. I know I should probably be a bit more respectful to the trousers and stuff and make them more like how they're being depicted in like the more smart positions. However, I think this is so perfect for this character, and I think it'll be great once I get it working, essentially. Okay, now considering I got quite a bit of this like leftover pieces from like some other bits, I'm just going to quickly clean everything up. God, I want to become famous, and I want to, but like for the sole purpose of meeting what I would consider my heroes. You know, like, I don't want it for the purpose of having all this money. Even, you know, that's nice. It would be nice to have money. It'd be nice to just buy the things I want and all that jazz. But, like, that's not, like, the main reason I would want to be famous. I want to be famous so I can, like, have a reason to meet Araki Hiko, or I can meet Tite Kubo. But that means I need to get famous in the next, like, 20 years, because, unfortunately, they're a bit older. I love them lads, but they are getting on in age. And yeah. If you were famous, what would you want to meet the most, or who would you want to meet the most? Because I've already said I want to meet like Tite Kubo, Araki Hiko, like those are like my top ones. But if that were you, who would it be? All right, I think I've got that down. Yeah, no one's watching this, so. I just think positively on no one watching it. It means I get to kind of just chill and do my own thing. No, I'm not doing that. I can't think positively in that way. That's not one of the things I can do. Sorry, I got a message from I'm applying for DSA. Good morning. Hello. Hi. Hello. Yeah. Did you come by? Yeah. Say shop. Do you want to sit with me? No. Oh my goodness. Hello. Oh. Oh. Big go. Big go stretch. Big go. Oh. 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 Yes. Yep. Yep. Hi, sweetie. Am I raining on your parade? Am I raining on your parade for you? Oh. I wish it wasn't wet and cold today. I'm going to put on some trousers. I'm just wearing shorts because I'm lazy. Can I quickly zoom out for you just so I can get a full on pic of that? I need to make his. I think I need to just finish off his feet. Finish off his hands, and then I'm going to use whatever I used to finish off his hands to maybe expand on the trousers, because that leg almost seems too small. Is that just me? It seems like it might be a little bit. Hello. Right. You getting all the attention you want right now? Well, maybe not all of it. I mean, it fits in with what I had, but I think because of the tweaks, I might need to put a bit more into there. Goodness. I wish I had a fully Japanese friend to help me with... Wait a minute. I just had a great fucking idea! I have a friend, or an acquaintance I made when I was in Japan. I had a really late night, went out really late in the evening to get some food, and I stopped by this really nice like little ramen shop. Ramen might be the wrong word. It definitely had vibes of this is an industry sort of thing, but I don't think it was. I think it generally could have been like a small thing, because Japan has an entire region where they make these like fake ramen bowls, which give vibes of chain, but even if it's not a chain. Anyway, but yeah, so I went there and I got myself, some dumplings, I got myself a big bowl of ramen, hot sauces in there, like a fake beer I think called Hoppy. I didn't realise it was a fake beer, but unfortunately I had to drink a fake beer. And while I was there, I just happened to be sitting next to this Japanese guy, and he started talking to me, and he was like saying he's an English teacher for Japanese people, and he teaches them in this like far off location. I unfortunately didn't get to visit because it just wasn't in an area I could have reached normally, unfortunately. I would have loved to. In fact, I probably should have pushed myself to go there. But I don't know, it just wasn't something that I ended up doing. I could send a message and just ask him for tips, because I know that he lives near a shrine. I haven't spoken to him for a while, but he didn't reach out, I didn't reach out, so it never got done. Contact never happens when I don't reach out. Dusty ass fucking fingers. Is your belly dirty? But I could ask him for tips. How about, since I've got her on my lap anyway, and I want to pamper her for a bit, let's quickly plop this over here. Scene. You get to see any of my games. I mean, if there's anything on here that you want me to play, do hit me up with that. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have showed that off. I shouldn't have showed this off. Let us bring up, just real quick, the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Complete story. Just, let's watch it for a bit. I think that's how we end off stream. We'll watch this for a bit and that's it.
His pocket, foaming with life. Still, the coast seemed to be clear, until a lurching abomination rose above the rooftops. It was a giant mech, shaped like a dragon with teeth and a maw, just as deadly. Kaido felt the reality chip whirl in his pocket.
So basically what's happening here is Jin Kataxis has found Kaido, going after the reality chip, and is essentially going crazy. But I think during this something happens which causes the reality chip to basically stop affecting the planeswalker spark of the Empress, and things kind of like, and she starts returning. I think that's what happens.
Foaming with life, and when he turned to face the mech, its lights were extinguished, and it ceased to move. What stood above it was a warrior of white hair, moving like water.
His
The Wanderer,
girlfriend.
the Emperor of Kamigawa, had returned. Knowing more henchmen were en route, the Planeswalkers quickly escaped Adawara and returned to Iganjo Castle. It had been many years since either Kaido or the Emperor had been here, and it was a reunion strained by a decade of silence. The Emperor went alone into Kyodai's temple to see the great kami she shared such a strong bond with. The Emperor was the flesh of Kamigawa, while Kyodai was its spirit. Together they brought harmony to the plane, and finally with their reunion, the pain and anguish Kyodai felt was lifted. Still, anxiety permeated the great kami, and an uneasiness fell over the Emperor as well. It was her spark. It was unstable. Fate brought her back to Kamigawa, but it again pulled on her to planeswalk away. She needed help if she were to stay, and Kaido pulls out the reality chip. Tamio places the device onto the Wanderer's hand, as its writhing tentacles leach into her skin and fuse to her body. The process was painful, but this chip was what caused the instability, and it was their only chance to...
This chick is just, nothing goes well. Oh yeah, you've been separated from your plane of existence for millennia. No, well, not for millennia, sorry, for like a good couple, like decade or two or whatever. And when you finally return, everything keeps being anxiety-ridden. You finally get to fix it, and then when you finally can fix it, it's like painful as shit, and it's like ripping you apart. Of course.
Reverse it. After it was done, the Wanderer and Kyodai felt at peace, as if, at least for now, the Wanderer's spark was under control. Now they needed to think of their next step. Kaido was so relieved to see his friend again, but it's not like their friendship could just pick up right where they left off, having casual chit-chats on the roof of Nganjo. He was here to help her through these trying times, fulfilling the role of a samurai that he so railed against, and now he was happy to do so. The reality chip stabilized her planeswalker spark, but it also linked the Wanderer to the monitoring machines back at Tamishi's compound. It gave her visions. It saw recordings of the beast, Jin Gitaxias, and his next moves. He's informed the leader of the Uprisers, Rizona, of the Emperor's return. The Uprisers are mustering their forces to attack Nganjo before word of her return gets out to Kamigawa. They plan to end the throne tonight. Tamio fetches Eiko and Lightpaws, who are both stunned at the Emperor's return. But a heartfelt reunion isn't possible right now. Now they needed to strategize. Two things needed to be done. First, Nganjo, the Emperor, and Kyodai needed to be protected. They didn't know why Jin Cataxius has ordered the uprisers to attack. The monster itself doesn't want the throne. He wants something else. Maybe even Kyodai. Regardless if it's a direct challenge or a distraction, they cannot let the castle fall. The second is that they need to destroy Tamishi's workshop. All his research on the reality chip was crucial to this monster and Tezzeret. In destroying it, they would delay their plans significantly and perhaps render Kamigawa useless to them. It was agreed that Tamio and Kaido would go to destroy Tamishi's research, while Eiko, Lightpaws, and the Emperor would stay behind and rally the Imperial forces and samurai to defend the castle. With Kaido and Tamio again risking their lives walking into Tamishi's workshop, they find it quite open and quiet. Too quiet. Still, they had a mission to destroy everything. Those same kami barely clinging to life before now laid there lifeless. In shock, the pair are confronted by the man with the metal arm, Tezzeret. Tezzeret barely remembers Kaido from all those years ago, that boy who flung a roof tile at him. Since then, he had heard of a planeswalker trailing him, but now in facing his unknown adversary, Tezzeret was disappointed. He thanked the two for coming, for helping continue their research, for it wasn't the kami they were truly after, it was planeswalkers. Jin Cataxius slowly reveals himself from the shadows, confirming that Tezzeret and this monster had indeed been working together this entire time, and Tamishi's lab was simply a ploy, bait to trap them in. Their ultimate plan is revealed. Their research wasn't just on the kami, it was on the basis of the physical and spiritual. Kami are beings of physical matter comprised totally of spiritual energy, a makeup very similar to planeswalkers. The kami didn't share their sparks, but they contain the essence of the multiverse itself, housed in a physical vessel, much like a planeswalker. And kami are far easier to come by than what Phyrexia really needs. The very thing they brought to them. Planeswalkers. They are trying to make Phyrexian planeswalkers.
I'm aware.
Kaido wants revenge.
So, I have a theory, and it's not really much of a theory, it's more so, I remember people talking about a card of Tamio, where she's part Phyrexian, and I think I own that card. So I have a feeling that this is going to end with Tamio getting caught by Jin Cataxius before they get pushed away.
Rash as ever, throwing bladed stars towards his decade-long target, but he underestimates his opponent. Tezzeret can control tech, bend metal with his mind. This was child's play to him.
That's kind of bullshit.
Stopping them mid-air, he commands pipes to wrap around Kaido and Tamio's bodies, covering the Moonfolk's eyes to ensure she cannot read any of her pesky scrolls. Tezzeret kept the pair just inches away from death, blades and stars dangling near their necks. If one would try to be heroic, the other would die. They only needed a single planeswalker for their experiments. Helplessly bound and forced to choose submission or a foolhardy death, Kaido pulls the explosives he planned to use on the lab from his pocket. The Emperor was willing to sacrifice everything for Kamigawa. He was now willing to do the same. To sacrifice everything for the people he cared about. To finally ensure the Emperor was safe. He threw the bomb, knowing he would die alongside Tezzeret in this monster, bracing for an impact that never came. It hovered for a moment before jolting to Tezzeret's hand, where it fell apart piece by piece, tech the planeswalker had mastered in his sleep. They were captured utterly, as they're knocked unconscious. Back at Kyodai's temple, the Wanderer is again having visions, still linked to the monitoring machines at Tamishi's compound. She sees Tamio and Kaido in trouble. They don't have much time. If they were to live, she needed to planeswalk to them now. But how? Her spark was unstable already. She lets her mind meld with the great kami she was bound to. The Wanderer believed it was Kyodai that managed to bring her home after so many years. Now she again turned to the spirit to grant her strength to control her spark and the reality chip. With their bond, the Wanderer felt like a compass whose needle finally pointed home. Not just to Kamigawa, but her friends who made it home. Kaido never gave up on her, and she wouldn't give up on him now. As the Wanderer planeswalks from the castle to her friends in need. In a flash of light, the Wanderer did not hesitate. She did not announce herself. quickly
Man,
pulling out her blade
fuck Jin
and like wind,
Gitaxias.
soundlessly striking at her foe, Jin Gitaxias.
All my homies
Taken off
hate
guard, the
Gitaxias.
Phyrexian was surprised by the cut of a blade trailing from his neck to his chest, letting out a blood-chilling
Good shit.
metallic cry. The Wanderer then turns to the surgical tables holding
Hopefully
down
he's not
Kaido and
like Mario, he
Tamio,
doesn't come
breaking
back
them
to
free. The fight wasn't over yet, but finally, all three would be fighting side by side. Tamio, the Wanderer, and Kaido took to the field, clashing with Tezzeret and his forces of minions. The Wanderer was fighting like it was a well-practiced dance, as the hulking body of Jin Gitaxias laid there motionless. With the three planeswalkers working in tandem, and only Tezzeret posing as a true threat, the group quickly got the upper hand. Tezzeret finally being subdued by a paralysis scroll read by Tamio. Tezzeret was key to unlocking whatever he and this monster had planned. He also had crimes that needed to be paid for, with that judgment coming from those he hurt most, the Kami. Kyodai would be the arbiter of justice, but there was still another concern. Rizona and her uprisers were laying siege to Nganjo. The Wanderer was needed back at the castle to rally her people and stand for its defense. While Tezzeret couldn't move his body, his mind and powers were still rather potent. He willed the reality chip, made of metal and still implanted into the Wanderer's hand, to dance to his will. Its tendrils dug deeper and with new purpose. Whatever he had done to it further destabilized the Wanderer's planeswalker spark. She couldn't simply planeswalk back to the castle or risk being lost to the blind eternities. Worse still, she could feel that same uncertain pull from her spark beckoning her to leave Kamigawa. Her only hope was to get to Kyodai. Kaido knocked Tezzeret out with a well-placed crate to the back of the head to prevent any further interference, while Tamio removed the chip and placed it into herself. It no longer provided its purpose to the Wanderer, but it still was useful in augmenting the powers of whatever it was placed in. With it on Tamio, she was able to cast a spell and gain control of one of the many surveillance mechs circling Adawara. With this boarded tech, they could quickly return to Nganjo, their captured foe safely secured. Though the mech brought them to the castle quickly, with the planeswalkers surveying the battle taking place below, it wasn't without its issues. Though the chip concentrated Tamio's power, it took her mind away from her spell over Tezzeret, and he could feel his magical restraints weakening. Below, Kaido and the Wanderer were astonished.
I have one of these Pokemon Center Boba Fett's. I'm probably gonna sleeve it up and send it to him today, to be honest. Let me actually grab that now. I'm not going to give him one of the ones that has like pen markings on it, absolutely not.
As to how quickly the uprisers had breached the main gates of the castle. They fought at Rizona's command, and she fought with a burning rage. That would have to wait, however. Tezzeret had gained enough autonomy back to wrench smoke bombs from Kaido's belt, smashing them upon the mech's back and clouding them all in a coughing smog. Tezzeret fell as the mech itself crashed into Nganjo. Kaido worried for the Wanderer's life after the crash, but that worry faded as he saw her racing towards Kyodai's temple to again bond with the Kami and protect her throne. But he too spied Tezzeret chasing after her, still believing she had the reality chip. Kaido again climbed the roofs of Nganjo, trying to protect his friend. This time Kaido was quicker, more accurate, tossing debris at his target, smashing Tezzeret in the side of the head and knocking him from the roof. Kaido knew of his opponent's tricks, that bringing tech or metal to this fight would be a hindrance. He discarded his weapons, knives, katana, even his drone with the Kami Himoto, sending it out to find help. He would face Tezzeret unarmed, but he didn't need throwing stars for this fight. He fought for the people he cared about.
I love the way they describe these fights, and meanwhile this motherfucker has a sword in his hand right there. Like, I can see the sword, I can see the spirit. I'm assuming it's a completely different scene and this card is meant to rep something else, but my god, is it just funny to hear.
The purpose Tezzeret could never hope to match. The two clashed, metal straining against muscle. Kaido managed to round a kick square to Tezzeret's temple, though his enemy was still too strong for him, at least alone. Himoto had returned with Kaido's sister, Eiko, who drove a golden dagger deep into Tezzeret's thigh before bouncing away from his retaliation.
I'm surprised that he didn't manipulate the golden dagger and just take it out. Or stop it.
Tamio too appeared in the sky above them, paralysis scroll in hand. Tezzeret tried to distract the moonfolk, blinding her with sand, but his fate would match that of their last encounter. Tezzeret frozen in place. But this time, he noticed the reality chip was on Tamio's hand, not the Wanderer's. Tezzeret grimaced as he commanded the chip and in turn commanded Tamio. The Moonfolk Planeswalker released the spell as Tezzeret quickly opened a portal from his chest. It wasn't like planeswalking, but something else Kaido couldn't place. When the portal closed, Tezzeret and Tamio were gone. Kaido had no time to process the loss. The Wanderer was still out there, fighting, and a war was waging on Nganjo's steppes. The Wanderer had leapt from the confines of Kyodai's temple and joined the fray, besting every upriser who dared challenge her, until she met their leader, Rizona, in one-on-one combat. The Wanderer had been trained not only by the best fighters of Kamigawa, but in martial forces throughout the entire multiverse. Rizona posed no real threat. Still, she didn't want to execute the radical. She gave Rizona chance after chance to surrender, but her fury wouldn't be abated. Though misguided, the Upriser's words rang true even to the Wanderer. The people of Kamigawa could no longer trust an emperor who abandoned them for a decade, and had no clear way to prevent it from happening in the future. Before Rizona got herself killed, she fell unconscious, knocked out by a rock thrown from across the courtyard by Kaido, who had returned to help his friend. Together victorious, they returned to Kyodai's temple, but rather than reveling in glory, the Wanderer was buckled over in pain. Without the reality chip, her spark continued to destabilize. Her time on Kamigawa, or any plane for that matter, was finite. It was ripping her apart from the inside, forcing her to leave her home, her friends. Though Kaido mourned the thought, it was the Kami Kyodai who wailed the loudest. Their bond was what kept Kamigawa safe, and this plane would always need a strong and present leader. After exchanging a few words only heard by Emperor and Kami, Kaido was told to fetch Lightpaws, his old teacher, quickly. The Wanderer had made a decision. Kamigawa needed an emperor. She would serve that role so long as she was able, but when her spark made that impossible, someone strong and true must lead in her stead. Lightpaws would be the new Emperor of Kamigawa, blessed by Kyodai herself. With no way to know where Tamio, Tezzeret, and the reality chip had gone, Kaido could only sit by and watch as he again lost his friend to fate. As her power ushered her away from Kamigawa, her home, light radiated from Lightpaws, the new Emperor of Kamigawa.
It's too fucking bad that he can't follow her in some way.
As Eiko and Kaido bowed. In the aftermath, Rizona and the Uprisers were captured, and Lightpaws was welcomed as a new, blessed emperor. Kaido and his sister went back to Tamishi's compound to look for the body of Jin-Gitaxias, but it was gone, likely whisked away by Tezzeret after he kidnapped Tamio. Though it pained him, Kaido, along with the Kami of the Spark, Himoto, had a mission to accomplish. Again, they would go out in search of a friend, this time Tamio, who risked everything to help them. In finding her and the reality chip, maybe he could use it in tracking down the Emperor and bring her home for good. With tears in his eyes, he bids his sister and Kamigawa farewell, promising to return and never again leave without saying goodbye. While Kaido's mission was clear, the fate of Tamio was not. Stolen by Tezzeret, who had repaired the broken body of Jin-Gitaxias, the Moonfolk Planeswalker awoke on a strange plane, rising from a cold metal table that felt all too familiar. She looked around, weird shapes appearing before her, reading her scrolls in a language she didn't recognize, but could still read all the same. She felt wrong, but natural, as if changed, but also corrected.
Arise, first of the Phyrexian Planeswalkers. You will not be the last.
Jin-Gitaxias had ushered in a new